Dade County. Hey man, y'all got the game twisted, you heard me? Hey, I'm just here to set the record straight. Turn me up. Hey, stop playing with me, you heard me? Turn me up. Keep my name out your mouth, man. Turn me up. I ain't worrying about y'all, don't worry about me, you feel me? I ain't tryna be another nigga on the block. I ain't tryna be another victim to the cops. I'm just tryna eat good, grow my own crops. Never pocket watch it cause I get my own guap. I ain't tryna be another nigga in the streets. I ain't tryna be another brother in the heat. I ain't tryna be another nigga in the beef. I'm just tryna stuff one and roll another leaf.
Welcome to Trapping Ain't Dead, another day, another dollar. Peep game. It's your boy Munch. I'm here with my co-host, Janae.
Hey, Munch.
Trap Babe.
Hey, today is a really special day. I'm kind of like excited.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little bit, because, you know, I always be a little later than this. I was like, I'm trying to get here.
Yeah.
Even though I still end up being late. But this is an exciting day. I feel like we got like Miami history here, legend, icon, so many things. He is to Miami-Dade County in South Florida. Mr. William D.C. Clark is in the building.
Yeah, all right. Happy to be here amongst two of my favorite people.
That's good, man. That's good.
They call me tall. Listen. They call me an icon, but these are the icons, man. They're doing a great job here in this city, and we need more of these two individuals right here to make it do what it do. We're coming back. Black folks in Miami are coming back, and these folks are going to lead the charge.
Oh, man, that means a lot. I got chills. Oh, my gosh. I mean, I'm like, can we do, I know, if we can do half of the stuff that you did, you know, we'll be all right. I feel like we should just jump in because there's so much that we could, you know, talk about with, I'm going to say DC because he told me, don't you dare call me Mr. Clark.
I'm a grunt.
Teasing me, talking about this is not, what is
this
lean
not
on me?
lean on me. This is not, it's not Joe Clark. DC Clark,
right,
not Joe
exactly,
Clark. Okay?
Exactly. I'm a grunt just like Munch. And we're going to roll up our sleeves and go to work. You understand? And no patting on the back. You know we ain't got time for that.
Exactly.
Too much work to do.
So, you know, with that being said, man, I want to kind of like set the stage and kind of like let people know we at the BlackHouse on 7th Avenue. And I think one of the things that most or majority of the people know you for is Afro books and things.
Right.
So kind of like set the stage for like what was the climate like at that time, and let us know what was all going on and what was going through your mind when you decided to open up a store when we got one.
It was Politics 101 back in the early 80s, man. I just came out of college, Northern Iowa University, from Miami Central, from Overtown to the project, Scott Projects.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ocola community, where I went to Miami Central, lucky enough to get a scholarship to a school that I never heard of.
Was it an academic or sports scholarship?
A sports scholarship. I was being recruited by some D1 schools. This guy came to me and said, listen, we need you up there. And I signed with 4 other guys from Miami. And I went to school that Monday, chest high. They called me to the office. And Coach Vince Dooley for the Georgia Bulldogs was waiting on me.
Oh, okay.
So I screwed up, man. I signed a national letter with a D2 school.
Oh, man.
And Georgia with Hershey Walker and all of those folks. Was at the office waiting on me. The coach was, and I didn't sign, but the creator had other plans for me.
Yeah.
I went to Northern Iowa, lost my fear of white folks.
That's real.
No, serious.
Wow.
Because I was in Arizona, and the first thing I was like, look, bro, it's too many white folks.
Yeah, but you know,
I
learned that we give them too much credit and ourselves not enough.
Yeah.
And that's when my true awakening started. Mm-hmm. So when I graduated here, I was into education. I was a remedial English teacher and a head JV football coach at American High.
Yeah.
Later, a couple of years later, I joined the fire department in 1983. Mm-hmm. Back then, the fire department was mandated to hire more blacks because they didn't have as many blacks as they should. Normally, a fire department training class has 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 blacks that look like us. That year we had 13. But
How many made it through?
they were up to their old tricks, just like the police chief did. You remember Holmes? Police chief Holmes had to hire blacks as well, and he had the worst on the list. That's why he got the river cops. And they started jacking people and murdering people and so forth. So they tried to do the same thing with the fire department.
Okay.
Wow.
And I took the test twice. I scored a 98 on the second test I took. But the first test I took, I scored a 79. And guess what test they chose?
The 79.
79. You
Crazy.
had brothers with master's degrees that wasn't selected. And so the tricks actually got me on the fire department.
Wow.
They hired me to fail.
Yeah.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, my seniority number was the lowest in the class. Now, you know I got a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
You understand me? So I'm glad. I was fortunate.
Yeah.
They hired 13. They only wanted to keep 5. I was called in to the captain's office. He said, "Oh, well, you passed the emergency medical technician part of it." He said, "But you got another problem." He said, "You got an arrest record. And if you don't clear that up by tomorrow this time."
Tomorrow.
Exactly.
The fuck?
Why in the hell they would hire?
And this was in what year?
1983.
In 83.
Right.
You trying to clear up nah.
I'm getting ready to march. I'm getting ready to march tomorrow.
Exactly.
And he said, "Clear up your arrest record." I was arrested for loitering and prowling because I was looking for a young lady who told me to come over her house at midnight.
Oh man. So you was sliding.
Yeah. So they hooked me up, man. Halt, nigga. 2 guns here.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Hands here. These are neighbors.
Damn.
And so, in essence, I got out of that, thought it was expunged, and it wasn't.
Wow.
So when he told me to straighten it, which for all practical purposes I couldn't straighten it, and it wasn't enough time. The saving grace was when a brother, lieutenant, told me to go to his car, during lunchtime. He made a call. No cell phones during that time, by the way. He made a call and alerted a young lady who worked downtown to my situation. We ran downtown on a 3, which was with lights and sirens on.
Okay.
When we got there, she had my stuff ready. She
And that's
gave
how
it to me. She gave it to me. All of this during lunchtime, bro. This is like a ridiculous story if you just check it out.
Damn.
She gave me the package. She said, "You owe me lunch." I said, "No doubt." Before lunch was over, I slammed the packet on his tit. "That's what you're looking for?" He said, "What the hell is that?" Record expunged. So during that time, the reason why I mention that is those 13 brothers who we knew they wanted to get rid of most of us.
Yeah.
So we banded together like this here.
Yeah.
And we started studying together. We didn't know each other prior to.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we realized, man, these cats are somewhat political. So we tried to become the political arm of the Progressive Firefighters Association.
Dope.
We would go into neighborhoods. We would clean up Launchmark Gardens, for instance.
Yeah.
We'll physically clean it up, pick up the trash, and so forth. But we were representing the PFA, Progressive Firefighters Association. And then we'll take the kids to the beach, do things like that. And we began to protest. And there was an incident at the Food Giant.
Yeah. That's what.
So is that iconic photo that I've seen like so many times in the newspaper?
Well, actually, the Food Giant happened after we split. We met with PFA brass, brothers that we respected.
Yeah.
They were just older brothers who had to walk a certain walk. You couldn't be as militant.
It sounds eerily similar to today.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
And our old guard.
Right, exactly. So in essence, we went to them and say, "Listen, man, we want to expand this political ideology." They say, "We're not a political group, we're a social group."
Yeah.
And no disrespect. Okay.
No, I get
hey,
it.
brothers, y'all helped us through. To a certain point, we got to take it from here. So we formed a group called I Am Miami. We used to study at the bookstore. All the
Okay.
brothers. I'm talking about Garvey, Malcolm, all of the greats.
Yeah.
And the bookstore came up for sale, and 4 of us wanted to buy it.
Okay.
But we had, one thing about those brothers, we were truthful to each other.
Mm-hmm.
We had different ideologies on how the bookstore would work.
Yeah.
One wanted it strictly for money.
Yeah.
The other one wanted to put everything they earned back into the store to expand it.
Yeah.
Some had to get money.
Yeah.
They agreed with us, but they had to get money to feed the family.
Exactly.
Others just came along for the ride. So it was determined that no, we couldn't buy the bookstore. It's 4 brothers with slightly different mindsets because we wanted to see something different.
Yeah.
So I asked Dr. and Mrs. Wells, would it be okay if my wife and I purchased the bookstore? I'm a fireman. She was a Dade County School Board captain at the time. So we had a little change coming in.
So
Just a
who?
little
So
bit.
to stop you a little bit, who was Miss Wells?
Miss Dr. Wells
Dr.
was
Wells.
assistant superintendent
Okay.
during that time period, Dade County Public School.
A black woman?
Yeah. Well, a black man, the
Black
husband.
man. Okay.
Black man.
Dr. Earl Wells. His wife, the firebrand of the two, he was the quiet one. She
Okay.
was a gun-toting,
she-
Like a
she
for
was
real
gangster.
gun?
No, I mean, she was a gangster.
Like a for real gun
I mean,
toting?
yeah, she caught somebody trying to steal hubcaps outside the store and went out there pistol in hand and damn near literally pistol whipped the cat.
This
You know what I mean?
Women's
Stories
empowerment.
I
Yeah,
wanna
you know,
hear
she
about
was
Black Miami.
she was tight. She was tight. Cursed everybody out, man. You understand me? But they were well loved and more than that, well respected.
Yeah.
So in essence, when I asked her, could my wife and I purchase the store, he said he called his wife right away. He said, guess what? You remember the thing we were talking about last night? What we wanted? It just came to fruition. So they said they didn't want the 4 brothers to do it, but they knew it would be in good hands.
Oh,
They
wow.
wanted me and my wife to buy it. So when I went to it, it was like a blessing for everybody.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
something they
Dope.
like
Yeah.
wanted.
So this was in 1993. I was coaching football at the time. I was coaching at
Well, I was
Northwestern.
about to say you was at Northwestern
I
at
was
that
at
time.
Northwestern
A
at
lot
the
of people
time.
don't know you actually was coaching.
Yeah, defensive coordinator at Edison.
Oh, wow.
I went to my first job as head JV coach at American.
Uh-huh.
They hadn't won a game yet. On either level,
Yeah.
varsity or JV. My JV went 4-2. When I went up to varsity, they was 0-3, 0-7. We won the last 3 games. And a brother by the name of Sam Brunson, who was one of the captains, stood up on a chair after we upset Carroll City last
Okay.
game. You know,
Yeah.
American had never beat Carroll City back in that day. We did that year.
Yeah.
He stood on the damn table and said, the reason why we won our last 3 games is because of Coach Clark. That was on a Friday. I was gone on Monday. White boy Charlie Yonder didn't want me around.
Oh, wow.
Kids protested. I had to break that up.
And tell them chill out.
Yeah, tell
Calm
them
it
to chill
down.
out. Yeah.
Transfer.
So, the fellas began to study there until I bought it.
Yeah.
And then it exploded after that. We started bringing down everybody. Attila Shabazz, Malcolm's daughter.
Yeah.
We bought down John Herrick Clark. We bought down Francis Cress Wilson from the ISIS papers.
Yeah.
We held rallies and programs in Gwen Cherry Park. We had a Malcolm X Day annually. We had
Okay.
a Marcus Garvey Day annually.
Yeah. See, and I heard that because Darren Ferguson. Ferg.
Right.
So Ferg always shared with me stories because I also grew up
Right.
with him. He kind of like taught me how to hustle. So Ferg told me about this time y'all had like a thing y'all was doing at the Orange Bowl or something.
Right. Well, that's
That was
Cuban.
later?
Cubans began to come in. They had the Mario boat lift around that time, early '80s, and Pinellas
Yeah.
was the
Alex Pinellas.
was the mayor.
Yeah.
And basically, we knew right then blacks were in trouble. We knew that this federal government had turned their backs on blacks. And there would be no coming back. Remember the riots?
I was just about to bring that up.
The riots in this area destroyed 7th Avenue. There was a Northern Tire Company. There were all kind of businesses here. And we're not talking about small businesses.
Yeah,
we're talking about
Sears was here too.
Yeah, exactly. And
Wow.
we're talking about what do they call these large
Department stores?
Corporations?
No, there's a name for it. Anchor store.
Anchor store, anchor tenant.
Yeah, and 7th Avenue was flourishing with them until after that everything burned down. There were monies, over $100 million earmarked for this area.
Yeah.
The leaders of that day, we won't call no names,
That
took a little
thing-
for themselves, and the majority of that money went to Cuban banks, Masvidal, Mosconosas. Those folks got the bulk of that money.
The story I heard was that the $100 million came down, and a lot of it went to moving a lot of those businesses out.
That money physically landed in the hands, I would say about 10% of it, maybe 15, 20% went to black leaders.
Yeah.
And the bulk of it went to the Cuban mafia.
Shit crazy.
You understand? See, it's a lot.
It was like plant to fill.
Yeah, but it's some stuff I got to talk to you about off the air.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to endanger you.
yeah.
I mean, serious, because it's information that the average folks don't know about.
Yeah.
And then once you know about it, then it all makes sense.
Exactly.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
All right? But, we became, you mentioned I Am Miami. We became I Am Miami soon after that. We started passing out literature on the streets. We try to educate our community, like the park events and so forth. But on one particular occasion, on a Saturday, we were passing out flyers on the street. It was talking about police brutality. We had 20 names then that had died, at the hands of police. Neville Johnson, individuals like that.
Clement Lloyd.
Right.
Yeah.
And so those individuals like that. So we was on the corners, and our retreat was Larchmont Gardens. After we pass out flyers, we would retreat to Larchmont. They'll have a little food for us. We'll talk to the youngsters there. And while we were there, somebody rolled up and said, "Hey man, another brother just got shot by a cop at the Food Giant." So we had about 20 strong. We drove our method of transportation with some Jeep Cherokees. And then one of them, we had a 10-foot flag, African American flag, Black Liberation flag on a 10-foot pole, so you could see it coming.
What?
So when we got
Zulu Nation, just slide.
Like, this is some real life thing.
Yeah, so when we got to the Food Giant,
Yeah.
we noticed about 200 Haitian brothers and sisters standing across the street. But they left a little opening on the parking lot. Parking lot was cleared of anybody except for the police. And they had about 5 cars there. But they left an opening, and we drove right up on the opening. So they quickly gathered around us. They checked our tags. They realized we were firefighters. But these crazy-ass niggas with good jobs, what the hell they doing protesting this kind of shit? You understand me? And so they asked us to leave. We told them we were not going to leave. And they asked us why we weren't going to leave. But we knew laws and rules and regulations. And the 3 ways they can make you vacate the premises is this. The owner have to have, that sign on the building that says they give the police the right to serve or to get you off of off the premises. They didn't have that. That's number 1. 2, absence of that, the owner got to be there.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
So y'all
And
check
third, absence of those 2, he had to have a written permit to give to the officers to show us that the owners have given them permission. They didn't have either one. So we said, until you get one of the three, we gonna stay our ass right here.
Damn.
That's the importance
That's
of
the
knowing.
knowing
Right.
your
You're
rights.
right.
And
Knowledge
so-
is power.
So the Haitians now done swell up to about 300-400. They peeped it.
Yeah.
Them niggas still there. They came back across the street. We explained it to a few of their leaders,
Yeah.
and it was on. You know, they went into the little dance. I took the flag on top of the roof of one of the cars and started waving it. Next thing I know, 30 police officers, helicopter, and
whole
then
nine.
brass from the fire department.
So they trying to get y'all to get in check.
So we gathered on one end of the parking lot. By the way, they killed a brother. It was a security guard that killed a brother over the fact that he went in to buy 10 limes. When he counted, he went to a car, he realized he only had 9 limes. He went back in, confronted the store. The store gave him a hard time. It escalated. Security guard shot him in the back 3 times. Killed him over a lime.
What?
Over a damn line.
Oh my God.
Okay, so now
What year
Damn.
was this? This.
this had to be early. This had to be about 84, 85 or something like that. And so, being that we were firefighters and they didn't want to muscle us too much, they bought a brother that came in. I won't mention his name, but he was vying to be the first African-American chief of the fire department. We knew him and we respected him. I mean, you know, he's still a brother, even though the ideology, he brass and we grunts.
Exactly.
But, you know, we pulling for brothers to,
Exactly.
to elevate.
So we'll be a little, you know.
Yeah, we going to respect you.
We gonna pull back a little bit.
Unless you come out your bag,
Yeah, exactly.
which he did.
As always.
So he came, it was like the gunfight at the OK Corral. We down there with 300-400 Haitians. We moving to the center. Here he is. He got the cops, about 50 cops behind him now. We moved to the center. And he said, gentlemen, he said, we have a little problem here. He said, I want to ask you to vacate the premises. We said, time out, man. We're not breaking any laws. As a matter of fact, we're respecting the laws. We're waiting for the owner to come to give the police the permit to tell us to leave. Until that happens,
We sitting here.
we sitting here. He said, but as chief of the fire department, I said, time out, man. First of all, this is not about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not about, why are you here? We're not breaking any laws.
Hold on. So you said the chief of the fire department, or this is police chief?
This is the chief of the fire, the brother.
Oh, okay.
He's a chief. He's not the chief.
Okay.
You got me?
Yeah.
But he's vying to be the chief.
D chief, yeah.
Right. Beautiful brother now. Beautiful brother. But he wanted to show that
He wanted to flex a little bit.
Right, he wanted to flex. So in essence, he said, I'm going to ask you again to leave. And then one of my brothers, Brother RC, said, hold on, time out. He said, despite us not breaking any laws, you going to ask us to leave? He said, yes. He said, do you think you have that authority over us? That even though we're off from work, we're not in uniform, we're not breaking any laws, do you think you have the power and the authority to dictate how we act in public on our days off? He said, yes, I think I do have
he
that
lost his
authority.
damn
And
mind.
that's what my man told me. My man gave him one big juicy, fuck you, man. You understand?
Brother, I seen him.
Right.
He's so peaked. Like when you see him, he's
Is he
nice
still
dude.
around?
Yeah, but he's the brains of the operation.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he knows the law. And it takes a lot to get him because he's so analytical.
Yeah.
And he thought it through. Me, I'm so emotional and I'm going on gut.
Yeah.
And I was about to curse him out at minute one.
Sight. Yeah.
Right. However, RC said, man, listen. And he shot him, literally verbally. And Dave, I'm sorry, I almost mentioned the name, but one of the brothers took the brother afterwards because he saw he had tears well up in his eye.
Uh-huh.
Took him away and again reiterated, bruh, get the hell out of here. This ain't about you.
Yeah.
By that time, the owner came. The picture you're talking about is when this big, huge police officer on horseback. Did you see that's the one you're talking about? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show it to you.
The store, and I feel like you're like facing off.
Right. Oh yes, it's a whole crew, but it's one that this white police officer has as his screenshot, his background. That's how I saw it. He used that picture. Well, he got it from us, but he used it as his personal background photo or profile photo. But we cleared the situation, and after that, the legend was born. After the situation over town, who was the brother who died over time by?
It wasn't McDuffie. You talking about?
It was
Neville?
No, it was Neville Johnson, right?
Neville Johnson. Yeah.
Okay, well, we carried a casket. It wasn't a makeshift casket, man. The damn casket was so heavy, but it signified the heaviness of our brothers being killed by these folks.
Yeah.
So somebody, I think Billy Hardeman wanted to do a Junkanoo. I said, no, man, it's got to be more solemn than that. This shit is serious.
Yeah.
You understand? We're not going to be dancing in the street.
Yeah.
So they got a photo of the brothers carrying the casket over town that landed in Jet in Ebony magazine.
Oh, wow.
And, everybody now wanted to know who the hell you were. We knew the feds knew.
Yeah.
Because one of the things we used to do is back our Haitian brothers and sisters. So they could have caught us on 79th Street or 54th Street on any given day protesting with them for their rights to be here.
Yeah.
You understand me? But the more we studied, we understood that Cubans were allowed here because of adjustment acts.
Yeah.
Adjustment acts because president of that time, Kennedy, did not back them during that Bear Pig fiasco.
Yeah.
They were supposed to soften them up just like they did in Israel, right? Use our army to soften up the enemy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's
That's
all
okay.
good. This trapping ain't dead.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
I feel like I'm like in the middle of what you're talking. Like I feel like I'm there. Like
Yeah. So during when Israel went to take Palestinian land, the United States just bombed the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
Israel, a little army,
then
just
they
did a
cleared
little cleanup.
Yeah.
Well, you knew they was Jews, right?
Who?
Israel.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that the white Cubans who are over here now
Now.
are also Jews.
Damn.
what?
That
Same
makes
thing.
sense. That makes sense now.
Same exact thing, bruh.
That makes sense now.
They're Cuban Jews.
The first group, the
Right,
Batista,
the 50
what we
who
call the
came over in
Batista Cubans.
59 and 60.
The Batista Cubans.
Right. Moscanosa Cubans. The Masvidal Cubans.
Yeah.
Those are all Cuban, Spanish
Yeah.
Cubans.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, during our study, we knew that the United States government had a treaty with those same individuals over there in all the way back in the late 1800s, 1890, 1895. And when they asked the United States government to run interference for them during the Spanish-American War, same thing. The United States, okay, we'll put that bomb on their ass, but in return, you got to let us build Guantanamo Bay. You got to let us build your educational infrastructure. You got to let us build your financial infrastructure. So the reason I said that is because the relationship between the United States government and these folks who run in Miami right now go all the way back. It ain't happened because a few Cubans came over here in the 59 and 60 after Castro took over.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
No, it was another group before that.
You know why that relationship was like that? Because the United States, after Haiti won their independence in the late 1700s, the United States vowed not to allow Haitians to hook up with us or any people from African descent to hook up from us because they knew that if that happened, then we would have such power in this hemisphere if we work together. And that same premise holds true today. So while they fed us, Haitians got AIDS. Haitians, they're going to come on over to take over their job, our jobs. Haitians are unhealthy. They were feeding them.
The same shit.
African Americans are lazy. Yep. They're good for nothing. They're shiftless. Don't trust them. Yeah. And to that day, that same premise it has divided us right now. It's dividing us right now.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I had released a video of King back in '60. I think that was '64 when he was at the Hampton House, and he said the number one problem facing Miami is that the white dominant society is trying to create a split between the blacks and the Cubans.
Right.
And then I just found it ironic and eerily similar, like how you say the same thing was happening when the Haitians came in, and it's
but let me give you another tidbit. I was going to save this brother for off the air.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's talk about it right now.
No. That's what it's for. Thank you, D.
Listen, bro. Everybody talk about how Cubans got this shit together and how they stick together. Blah, 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 blah. That's bullshit. Let me tell you what happened. While Alpha 66 was fighting to go back and do mop-up duty after Kennedy, the president, bombed Castro's army in the 60s. Yeah. It was just supposed to be a mop-up duty. Alpha 66 was practicing, had about 3,000 army personnel. Castro would have blew them out of water, which eventually he did when they went over there without the cover of the bombs, right?
Exactly.
Castro captured all of them, put them in jail, so forth, right?
Yeah.
But while that was happening in the Everglades, you know what else was happening in the Everglades? Look this up. J.M. Wave. WAIVE, I believe it is. You know what J.M. Wave was?
What's that?
The United States government set up literally makeshift cities of Cuban entrepreneurs.
Wow.
That they practice here in South Dade, the old campus of UM down south. They prepared them to go back and be the entrepreneurs they once were once that whole bombing and mop-up duty took place.
It was over,
But when it didn't take place, guess what happened?
They stayed over here.
They stayed over here with ready-made businesses, already made.
Yeah. With resources from the government?
Resources from the government already made up.
I knew it was no myth. It's so crazy.
Research yourself.
Yeah.
Don't believe me.
Yeah, trust me. We finna go. He looking it up right now.
So
you understand me?
It makes it seem, because people, like you said, this narrative like black people don't have this, or we don't stick together, or we this
negative.
And it's
we didn't have a tenth of the resources they had.
And we always say, but in our community, we always say they give the Cubans this, we give the Cubans, but we don't know the research or know what.
Well, they give it to them because they have an agreement.
Yeah,
they have an agreement with each other. Yeah, and I mean, let's face it. After the '80s, what little remnants of power we had a little because it was only a black-white dynamic.
Yeah,
but now it's a total turning of the back. With no resources. We'll take care of a few of these gatekeepers.
Yeah, but everybody else is on their own.
Yeah. And then the trick was Mario Bollier.
Yeah.
Now we got the structure, we just don't have the numbers.
Exactly.
So we're gonna give you the numbers. And I'm gonna tell you that was on purpose.
Oh yeah.
With the blessing of the United States government and Fidel Castro, who I personally believe was a double agent.
Oh, I believe that too.
All right, I think he was working both sides.
Of course.
But the Mario Bollier gave them the numbers that they needed. Listen, Carter was a lame duck president in 1980. Yeah. Ronald Reagan was coming into the house. The United States could have put a blockade there in the Atlantic and blocked all of that. Yeah. Their army, their navy could have blockaded that.
The port right there.
They didn't do anything. Everybody turned it back.
And just
let the numbers come in.
I always wondered that. Like, Cuba is a short ride.
That is a really good point? Like,
You
why
understand?
didn't anybody
Right,
stop
ain't nobody
that?
blocked it. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody stopped it. You mean to tell me we don't have the power to block it?
And at that time,
you damn
you
right we
damn
have
right
the
we
power
had
to
it.
block it.
We do. We have the
By that
largest
time,
Right,
by that
military
time,
in
it
the
was
world.
it was we was in the Cold War, and it was a nuclear arms race.
At Cuba, the Russians put nuclear warheads at Cuba to deter the United States. But the United States could have blocked that easily and been within their rights. But they wanted to come.
Yeah.
They had already, you see how I live?
Yeah.
That whole wave thing went
'Cause
from
we was
South
in
Dade to
Seminole.
how I live.
Mm-hmm.
All of those businesses were already made.
They just needed to work for us.
You understand me? Just needed to work for us.
And they weren't going to hire us.
No.
That makes sense.
No.
That makes so much sense.
No.
My mind is blown
So
right now.
so this is tidbits information. And listen, they don't want nobody spreading this kind
Of course.
stuff. I'm just telling you straight up. But I promised myself long ago, if I gotta go, I'm going with my back straight.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I'm gonna go some kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't want to go groveling.
Yeah.
I want to go as a man.
Yeah.
You understand me? So anybody that I thought of, I would bring down from the bookstore, Asa Hilliard, John Henry Clark, Leonard Jeffries. You understand me?
Uh-huh.
Francis
The heavy
Cress
hitters,
Wilson.
the people that we rave about now. You
Right.
have in the
People
shop
didn't
in
know
Miami.
these people.
Yeah.
But our brothers from Miami was the pallbearers for John Henry Clark, one of the greatest historians that black folks ever had. And he should be a household name.
Yeah.
Like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I guarantee you 10% of blacks know him and
I can tell you.
90% don't.
I hate
I
to
can
say
tell you.
I don't know
Well,
who
I'm
he
just
is.
saying, that's the
so
reality.
he's a historian?
Oh, my
Man,
God.
John Henry
Just
Clark.
Google him.
Yeah.
Blind. By the time he got old, he got blind. Listen to him. One of the greatest historians of our day.
Yep.
You know, so we've done some things. We did a few walks around here. We tried to elevate, like Munch, like you guys. We tried to elevate the mindset of the public. I see so much bullshit now. I see so much bullshit on social media.
Yep.
It's just, old head like me, I know a little bit, but you know what? The best lesson that I've ever learned as a book, I learned it while owning the bookstore.
What?
I learned how much I didn't know. I learned to listen to the young, to the old. People would come up to me and thought I had all the answers. I had some of them,
Yeah.
but I didn't have most of them. So it humbled me. It made me understand, do your research, man, before you come out there. You understand?
Yeah.
And I know it's a little heavy
Yep.
for most people.
Yeah.
But goddamn it, you gotta know.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And sometimes just put it out there.
Yeah.
Even if they don't read it, even if they don't like it.
Yeah.
Some of them will read it and don't indicate that they read it.
Yeah.
Put it out there anyway.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people listening.
Yeah.
A lot of people looking.
Yeah.
You understand me? So when I was in the Christian church, and no disrespect to those who still are,
You know,
nobody.
but I used to pray. I don't want to be no regular Christian.
Yeah.
I want to be one of them turn over the table kind of Christians.
Yeah.
I want to go into the temple and say, to hell with y'all, man. Y'all forsaking my people kind of Christians. I don't want to be no nice goddamn Christian. You understand
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And so in essence, that's how I live my life even today. I'm somewhat restrained because I got a family.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? God forbid I was living on my own because it'd be something
You would have
totally
been
different.
reckless. Yeah.
But there's so much information about our condition.
Yeah.
The reason why we're here. See, we bought it into this narrative that our work ethic isn't the same as others. That's
But
bullshit.
shit,
We've
the first
overcome
reason-
more adversity than anybody on the face of this planet. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
You got Bill Gates talking about right now a virus that's supposed to kill people of various ethnic descents.
Yeah.
And look what's happening in China,
China
right now.
with coronavirus. Yeah.
Right. And so we've overcome these things, continue to overcome these things, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to have to continue to overcome them because we ain't there yet.
Yeah.
We playing it safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just being honest with you. The reason why I'm into these kids because, man, my kids could tell you where Ukraine is, as opposed to where Israel is, where opposed to Russia is, where opposed to Saudi Arabia is, where the bombs took off from Iraq to Iran. Man, you got to teach them that. And you got to understand that they have the capacity
Most
to
people
learn.
don't, and I was finna hit on that because a lot of the disagreements or the dissonance between one generation to the next has always been y'all not receptive to it or y'all don't want the information. It's like we sitting here asking you and you sitting here telling me I don't want it.
That's why I chose to tell you.
You know?
You understand me?
Yeah.
Because you got to understand it. We got to stop devaluing ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we have overcome so much shit. We look at what we've overcome.
Yeah.
Any sexual disease from herpes to syphilis to gonorrhea was all targeted to deal with our birth rate.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All of it was, you're the target.
Yep.
If he's not the target, you're the target.
Yep.
That's why right now black women are being targeted on the tube so much. You know what they're telling you? The black man is diminishing. They're not telling you that they are helping you be the diminishing one. We're incarcerating you for little or nothing. We're killing you for little or nothing. We're not giving you loans if you business minded. We're just leaving you out there to rot.
Yep.
And when we come up short as a black man, guess what they're telling you? The same white man who did that to your son, to your brother, to your husband, to your, you understand, the brothers that you knew in high school, the same white man who's actively killing him today, he's a viable alternative for you. Yep. Look at all them fucking commercials with a white man and a black woman.
Yep.
And all they want to do is continue to run them and run them and run them. I've
noticed that lately.
Until you say, fuck it, your defense is wear down.
Yep.
That's what they do to children. That's what they do to lab mice. They're treating you like a lab mice. We gonna keep running her through the same drill. We gonna show it to you. It's open now. We gonna show it to her every day. See, it's not so bad. Because you're gonna forget the political ramifications of it. You're gonna forget that I'm killing him off. I mean, eliminating him. And shit, there may be some shit in the water that's turning him to homosexuals. You know why? Because homosexuals can't procreate. They can't make babies. I'm, as a white man, worrying about my numbers. So in order for me to deal with that, I got to eliminate him from procreating with you. And I'm trying to turn some of y'all dykes too, because in essence, y'all can't procreate. You understand me? A woman on woman, man on man. That's a part of the global plan.
Wow.
You understand me? This is not just happenstance. This shit just is not happening. And the reason why I'm vexing and venting right now, because I don't get to talk like this to just anybody.
But this is definitely a platform for
and that's why, you know, when we talked that V had an open house, she, you know, housewarming party, some like a couple weeks ago, and one of the things I said was, I was like, DC, I gotta get you this year. I've been trying to get him since the first year.
You sure have.
And I said, you know what, I've been stalling it, and because I was trying to. You know, you just try to get the perfect time. And I said, nope, forget it. I'm getting DC this year. I had made a list. I was like, he's on the list. Go get him. So when I seen you, we talked about some stuff. But another question I wanted to ask was about, like, you talked about the research you did. And I think when we talk about research, people wildly underestimate that you guys had less resources and did more work and more research.
Right. So, compared to now.
Like
we have all this.
Go search for
stuff. We have a Google. We have Google, and Google is the solution for us. And then there's other resources, right? So what were the resources at that time for you to find out this type of information, or has this come over a lot of this information? Over time?
Fortunately for us, that Black Book Renaissance was hot. Not only from the nonfiction, but the fiction. I mean, average people were reading books. I would have Elin Harris, biggest gay guy in the game, right?
Was this in the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, you're right. Well, I started the bookstore. Well, I purchased the bookstore in 1993.
Okay.
We used to, but 10 years earlier, we were just studying. We were studying there literally weekly, and because we were studying, she would bring people down, the previous owners. So we were walking in lockstep, but people were reading. I mean, I remember Elin Harris asked me. Now I know he's gay, but he exploded throughout the country. Yeah. So I knew he had intrepidations of asking me to announce him at the bookstore, at the book fair, right?
Miami Book Fair.
Right. I said, man, sure, I'll do that for you. He said, it's an opportunity to make some money. You purchase the books, you sell them. Yeah. You know, that's a nice little, we expecting a couple of 100, 200, 300, 400 people there. That's a nice hit. And from the business side, I said, shit, that's nice. So we'll do that. You understand me? And so I just told the truth. I said, listen, this man here is the second Renaissance. I said the third Renaissance coming, because you had the Harlem Renaissance when the culture was just hitting us all upside the head. Yeah. And then you had this 60s Renaissance when you had the Panthers and the Panthers was later, but you had all of these individuals that were coming out. You understand me? Yeah.
Was that post King or was that?
It was post King, because King actually took off in the late 50s. Yeah. So this was post King, from late 60s to
so it's like 67, 68?
Yeah, to about 80, 90, right? Yeah. Well, after that, it really never stopped. But I said to the brother, he's the third coming. He has individuals who never read a book in its entirety reading books. You understand me? Yeah. And I applaud him for it. I hope he know that I give a damn about him. The brother broke down on the stage. He broke down. Why? And why would I say that to him? Because some of them cats was the smartest cats in the world. You understand me? What's the brother name?
Bayard Rustin?
No, not Bayard Rustin. The one who just wrote the book. It was a movie about him.
James Baldwin. Yeah.
Why are we gonna discount him and what he brings to the table because of his sexual orientation? We got to grow up on that, right?
Even not James Weldon Johnson, but I know Duke Ellington had a dude that wrote for him that was gay.
Hey, bro, I'm the straightest cat you know.
Exactly.
You understand me? I don't listen. I'm gonna tell you. You understand me?
Yeah.
I'm the straightest cat you know.
Yeah.
But I've matured to the point that it's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? Because we're supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
But we keep surviving. And we don't know how tough we are.
Yeah.
We keep surviving.
Yeah.
We don't know if they put some shit in that Popeye's chicken sandwich, man.
I felt like that.
You understand me? That's gonna come and kill you off in 5 years.
Yeah.
I just read a thing. That same Bill Gates, this philanthropist.
Yeah.
This good guy.
Yeah.
This guy's talking about killing you and controlling the population via viruses.
Yeah.
Via the shots your kids have to take to go to school.
Yeah.
He said we could get rid of a couple of billion people within the next few years by controlling the population with virus.
Language.
Yeah, come on, man. This cat talking about killing folks. And who you think they talking about killing?
Us. Especially he got a new, it was a movie that came out about Bill Gates. Well, it was him talking and on Netflix, and he was talking about how he was trying to cure what that damn disease was. I wasn't Ebola. It was another disease that basically because they got outdoor plumbing.
Right.
And it's like America 2.0. They came and tried to clear the slums because we had outdoor plumbing and some of the same things. So I don't know. It's weird.
I want you to remember this quote, and it just flashed across my head. It's something I never used, but our greatest problem is thinking that other people possess the same spirituality that we have. They don't.
They don't.
They don't. When we invited them into Africa, when we invited them into North America, where
yeah.
we were
Yeah.
prior to white folks being over here. That has to be discussed
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Same current that bring a hurricane over here,
Yeah.
in the sky, in
It's
the
the
air,
same-
is the
same
same
trade
one
route.
in the water.
Yeah.
So that's why ships come over here. That's why there was so many black folks in Haiti,
Yeah.
Jamaica, the Bahamas,
Yeah.
Central South America, Brazil.
Yeah.
Before literally thousands of years, maybe hundreds of years,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking thousands.
But that was the trade
before,
routes.
before we ever knew white folks existed.
Yeah.
Black folks had pyramids in America,
Yep.
right here. You understand me? Before white folks mistakenly got over here
Yeah.
and said, well, damn, I didn't see this many blacks since I traveled to the west, to India.
Yeah.
So we're going to tag this West Indies. You feel me? We don't know our strengths.
Yeah.
We don't know our power. We don't know our history, heritage, and culture. You understand that?
Yeah, yeah.
We have to let white folks like Ellen gave this young boy $20,000 for not cutting his hair.
Yeah.
But we got to take that stance before any European take that stance. I'm glad she did.
Did, but we
You
got to do it.
understand?
Yeah.
But we should have been standing, even if you don't like dreads,
Yeah.
we should have been standing behind him
Yeah.
because that's
they-
culturally.
What's gonna happen? Because next thing you know, he gonna say, "Well, it wasn't the black folk that gave me that 20 bands to help me out and give me the
Exactly.
scholarship and did this.
Exactly.
It was these folks that did X, Y, Z.
But I look at you and I tell you that the information we're sharing right now tonight, do your research because you like flypaper, and both men and women are attracted to you. You understand me? And you got to give them something to take with them. Can't be about physicality and sex and, and all of that. You got to understand your power too. You understand me? And let them come. Come on.
I told her this.
But take this shit with you. Take this back with you.
Yep.
You understand me? And don't even entertain a buster.
That's the Erykah Badu effect.
You understand me? Yeah, you're fine as hell. But understand your real power. Because I'm telling you straight up, we may not be at war, but there's some motherfuckers at war with us.
Yep.
They trying to eliminate our black asses off the face of this earth. They've always have. They gonna continue. And we cannot take that lightly.
Yeah.
We can't take that lightly. You understand that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, exude your sexuality. That's why you got it.
Yeah.
You don't hide it.
Yeah.
You take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But the women I talk to and associate with, they know. Learn a little something so when the busters try to, get in your pants, you can slip this in his mind. And then you become more powerful than any of us. You understand? Because girls ain't trying to get to us. They might be, but they so shy. They ain't going to be in the cat inbox talking about come and get us. They be in your inbox.
Yep.
You understand me? They be trying to get to you. I'm talking about from the biggest to the smallest.
Yep.
So, say, have you heard about so-and-so? Make him think a little bit. Don't just give it to him without making him think. Because he got to be able to go back and tell his shorties or his little brother, you understand me, what's really happening. Because these tests are talking about genetic annihilation.
Yep.
They ain't bullshit. We the ones that's bullshit.
Yep.
You understand me? Think about the white man. And of course, all white men are not, the disclaimer is always going to be all white people are not like that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. We got some workable relationships with Europeans, right?
Yeah.
We all know some Europeans that we can halfway trust and so forth. But every last one of them, whether they want to or not, take advantage of the dirty deeds that those in power are running against us, whether they want to admit it or not.
That's real.
They take advantage of it, whether they want to admit it. Nobody following them in a store. You understand me? They could rob a bank and walk out. Ain't nobody, you understand me? And so my point is, as nice, See, that's what happened to us in the first place. We keep thinking people have the same amount of spirituality that we have. Mm-hmm. They don't. When we invited them to Africa, we didn't have jails.
Yeah.
There was no jails. There was no fights. There was no murders. You know why? Because it was a land of plenty. And I had my fish, and you had your bread. I said, excuse me, miss, can I have some of your bread? I'll kind of give you some of this fish. We bartered with each other. We took care of each other. There was no anxiety. But he comes from a barren place where nothing grew.
Yeah.
Right? He would kill his own mama if a rabbit ran across the plain. Right? Because he's hungry. So when we didn't know this about him, when he showed up in the front door of Africa and we invited him in, we thought he possessed the same kind of spirituality. Come on in, man. Goddamn, all this shit we got. You understand? Come on. Right? And in his mind, he said, God, look at all this shit. These niggas don't know what I'm about to do. But he didn't know until one day he was playing with his gun. Remember now, Chinese showed us all about gunpowder and how to make fireworks out of it. Yeah. It was never about a gun.
It was about
a white boy took that same firepower, that same gunpowder, and made a gun out of it. He didn't know at the time how powerful that was until he was amongst all of these Africans and the damn gun mistakenly went off. And all the Africans fell to the damn ground and said, oh, shit! Oh, what is that? What that sound? That's got to be the sound of the Creator. And they on their knees, and this white boy like, oh shit.
I'm fucked up now.
Ooh. You mean I can control these giants?
With one gun?
With a gun? And the rest is history.
Man,
literally. You understand?
This is so.
And the rest is history.
Mr. Clark, just to back it up to your bookstore, like what happened with that? Like why don't we still have like something like that? Because we need that. Like what happened? Can you tell us about that?
It's funny that we're here. I told much about this the other day, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this the other day. In the same building, as a matter of fact.
Wait, this building?
This building. I'm going to tell you a short story about why I ended it. It had something to do with this building. First of all, business was booming. Dade County Public Schools tried to institute African American history into the system. I was on that task force with Frederica Wilson. We tried to make it a permanent thing to have an African American history class in Dade County Public Schools. I sat there with people like Denise Wilson-L, Thurlee Smith. These names you may not recognize, but these are some very iconic individuals. Business was booming. They used to send on Black History Month every Saturday. 24 Dade County buses used to stop there.
What?
During the month of February, I used to pay all my bills for the year. Everything else is profit. 11 months profit. February used to pay for it all. Until they instituted FCAT.
What year was this? Like 90s, like mid 90s, right?
I think it was more like, around about mid 90s. And then the contract, I had over 300 contracts from 300 different schools. Elementary, middle school, high school, white, black. Norland was one of my favorite. They had some teachers, dynamic teachers over there. Used to spend all kind of money with me. I literally used to go over there every year. But the FCAT and the stringent nature of trying to pass that test, everybody stopped thinking about Black History Month.
Because it's during that same.
Because it's in March.
And
I ain't even worrying about Black History program in February.
It's crazy you bring that up because, Zabo, one of the partners here at the BlackHouse, is a teacher. He's a civics teacher, and he brings that up a lot about those type of restrictions of we got to teach to the test.
Right.
But I try to, he tell us all the time, he try to slip it in every now and again.
And not too many people were slipping it in.
Yeah.
I went from
I know when I was in
300
school,
contracts to 30, bro. I knew.
Damn.
I know. Buses stopped coming.
That's 90% decrease.
Hey, buses stopped coming.
Damn.
And you got to be back on that grind. And people stopped reading about Black history. The school stopped instituting them. I mean, just little things like posters. Just having Black images in the school, not necessarily reading. The program stopped. The assembly stopped. You understand me?
Wow.
So the last few years became a grind. So it started hitting our pocket, even though I'm a servant, and willingly so. I didn't want to bankrupt my family and the savings that we were putting away from our jobs. So one day we started, things just started, wasn't right. We felt that it was something ain't right here. We didn't want to accuse the folks that was working for us.
Yeah.
Because they were good people. And then this was a head shop. This store right here was a head shop.
The BlackHouse used to be a beauty salon or a hair
No,
store.
no.
It was a lot of
It's a
things.
head shop.
Oh,
Back-
like
it's
what's
like
a head
a smoke.
shop?
It's the key word for like smoke shop.
Smoke shop.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
sold incense,
All that,
rolling paper,
all that type of stuff.
all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So I would come down to try to frequent them and support them until one day I saw maybe about 100 books on the table for sale. And it just happened to be my 10 bestsellers. I went over and checked it out. Little did they know, I used to put a watermark on a certain page to identify my book. And when I turned the watermark to the page, I saw my watermark. Turned to another book, my watermark. Turned to 3, 4, 5 more. Every last book on that damn table was mine.
How did your books get in that store?
That's a good story. I'm fixing to finish. So one day I didn't say nothing immediately. I went back and I was trying to figure it out. And then one brother who stayed with me all night till I closed, I noticed he had about 4 or 5 books under the newspaper. So I said, we started walking out. He still had the books. I said, bro, you got to put those books. You forgot to put the books back. I didn't accuse him of it. So he went back to the shelf. He said, oh man, I'm sorry. He put back 3 books. He still had 3. And it clicked. So this, that's the cat that was selling my books to the head shop.
That's right next door to you?
Right. And this guy, I would give him anything. I would give him anything. If he say, D, let me get these 3 books and I'll pay you, when I get a little money, it was his. He was taking my books, bringing them down here, and I don't know for how long.
My God.
And boy, look at here. When he came with that second 3 batch and tried to get out of there, I had a 357 Magnum underneath my table, right? And I pulled it out of the sleeve and I put it down. I was so mad. Like, bro, that's not you selling my books to them folks down there. I know every book down there is my book. So I'm going to tell you, go down there and tell them to pack my shit up. And if it's not done when I get down there, I'm killing you and her. Oh, D, come on, man. I picked up my 357 Magnum and said, hey, bruh, you just gutted me, man. I went to pick up my books. She said, these are not your books. I showed them both. I said, come here. Since I had determined I wasn't going to be in the game anymore, I just showed her. Turn to page 6. Look what it says on the actual number. Look closely. I say, pick up another book and another book. It's the same thing. That's called a watermark. Those are my books. So either I'm gonna turn you over to the police, or I'm gonna take my books out of here tonight. They packaged them up. And so that next day, I told my wife, it's time, baby. No F-cat done gutted us. This killed us. So in 2006, after 13 years, from 93 to 206, we had to give it up.
Man.
We had to give it up.
It was hard. It was hard. But it was crazy because I felt like I think we would have never met if that wouldn't happen. Because that was around the same time.
Yeah. But this young man, I used to talk to him, and there are certain folks that I talk to, age don't matter the age. You see their worth, right? I saw his worth when he was in high school. He probably even before he saw it. But he was that guy. He thought he was crazy. He still think he's crazy.
But what your statement is on people that's crazy?
Well, if you are not crazy, living in an unjust world, this is an unjust world that black folks have had to navigate and give themselves up to. And we are thinking right now, think about it. Let me ask you. We got literally hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of black women know that they physically all right, know that they're spiritually all right. They're looking for that man to come through that door. They're hurting. They're hurting every day. I see it. They try to make light of it, but they're hurting. They're hurting because their man is being eliminated before their very eyes. And they don't understand that shit. They don't understand the war that they're in, right? So if you are doing all right in this unjust world, you the crazy motherfucker. We all supposed to be crazy.
That's real shit.
You understand? I mean, we all supposed to be crazy. No, serious.
Yeah.
We all got something wrong with us. We just have developed coping mechanisms to deal with this shit. Yeah. We cope very well. We act like ain't shit wrong with us. We go to bed every night hurting about something, physically, mentally, financially, psychologically. Every night.
Man, you better.
You understand me? We go to bed every night hurting about something. And then we wake up every morning, put that shit back on, put that face back on, and go out there and act like ain't shit wrong. God damn it, we all know something wrong. But we so proud as a black people. Hard there. You understand me? Oh, nigga, you hurting just like me.
Exactly.
You understand? You understand me? You hurting.
That's, man,
See?
Man.
So imagine me in high school, and now y'all know why I be like, nah, fuck that shit. I be like, DC did it.
Right.
I can't.
But DC, how do we
navigate?
Own up to it.
Own up to it, navigate it, and we could just make it even just local, Miami-Dade County. Like, how do we take all of this knowledge and do better? Because
and apply it
and do better. Like, is it possible?
Real pressure.
It is possible, but understand now. Every step you take, we're trying to heal ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. But the rat's still out there. The rat that keep biting your ass every night is still out there. No matter how many Band-Aids you put on that shit, you ain't gonna heal until what?
That rat did.
You gotta kill that motherfucker. You got to kill him. You got to eliminate him. You got to identify him. You got to call him out. And until black people are willing to do that, you can't keep putting Band-Aids on the rat bite while the rat's still out there. Yep. When you sleep, even when you awake, he's still at war.
Trapping ain't dead.
You got me?
Trapping ain't dead.
Are you teaching? No, because this is a good. So you teaching the kids at the DCS.
Well, they age appropriate.
I know, but still.
No, it's still things we talk about it.
And so, what's the exact title of the program, the mentoring program?
DCS mentoring program. The DCS is just an offshoot of my consulting business. When I became a consultant on an educational tip, because I care. I thought there would be some business. We know a little bit about that too. But when I realized that every preacher and his mama is a goddamn consultant, I said, well, let me not go down this road. Let me do something that I know how to do.
Yeah.
Because I've been around, and my father was a mentor to many. I grew up just being around men who gave their time to me. That's why he could call me. He knew he could call me anytime.
Yeah.
You understand me? So I put, as a coach are mentors too. But we try to instill within the mindset of the coaches today that you're more than just X's and O's, man. These kids are hurting at the house. Don't talk about football all the time. Talk about social issues. Talk about dad whipping up on mom's ass because he's trying to cope. You understand? Talk about mom bringing 5, 10 boyfriends in the house every year, and you got to deal with that shit. You understand me? You got to understand what's going on. Don't just talk about running an X route and a Y route and then send that boy home in that same shit. So you got to be coach, counselor, mentor, provider. You got to be all of that.
But are they capable when they're hurting too? Because the coaches, they aren't as enlightened as you are.
Well, I understand that. And but you get in where you fit in. You ain't got to. You. None of us, even myself, we're not the cure-all to any situation. But just a simple, man, I love you, and I'm expecting you to be the very best you can be, because you're the best your family have to offer, and your job is to take your family legacy higher. Every time you fuck up, you taking your family name lower, and you can control that. You understand me? I'm talking about your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy. I don't care. It's your turn. It's just like they done ran their race. They done gave you the baton. You took it. You got to run as fast as you can that way. But some of y'all turning around and running right back where they came from. That's a defeating attitude, and you better than that. If only the kid understood that he's the best his family have to offer, that's a starting point. You understand?
I know you say that to every kid. I think damn near the first day.
That's the first thing come out of my mouth.
Out your mouth the first day.
After a good morning, hello, sir. They got to understand. That's what other folks tell their people. Just a short story. Somebody asked a Jewish woman, how are her 2 sons? Oh, you talking about the doctor over there? This motherfucker 5 years old. Oh, you talking about the lawyer over there? He's 6. They already know. See, we trying to keep these busters little kids until they're 18. Well, they taking our shit, our rites of passage, and he's a man at 13. That's us. That's our stuff. So we tell our kids that the only person in the house that shouldn't be doing nothing because they're incapable of is the infant. Infant needs somebody to wipe his ass, to feed him, to clothe him. You understand me? Put the diaper on him, pamper on him. And you give it to the infant until that infant is of age. Y'all being 7, mama feeding y'all ass. She out there working 2, 3 jobs. You understand me? The least you can do, take that trash out, wash that car, clean up behind your dirty ass. When you get up in the morning, your room should be clean. I showed them how I got up in the morning, went and washed myself first, came back and picked up the clothes off the floor, made up my bed, went in the bedroom, took out the trash, what should be taken out at night because you don't want roaches or whatever in your trash. I showed them I did all that in less than 15, 20 minutes.
And this is what you're teaching.
Oh, yeah. No, they know they got a list.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, we got a list. This is what you do.
And I know with mental health, I know it's so important. I think a lot of our children are struggling or failing or dealing with issues because of something simple as that, setting up a daily routine.
That's true.
One of the main things, I don't know if they told you the same thing, but I know I go move back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when I was in therapy, the first thing they told me is, you need a daily routine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your daily routine changes up every day and it's not the same. So you need to have a daily routine. And so you kind of set up your day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? From there. So is that some of the same light?
Well, what we do is just challenge it.
Yeah.
Stop treating them like little babies.
Yeah.
First of all, we retard them more than we know.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
In other words, some of these little suckers are walking geniuses.
Yep.
But how are we gonna know? We Google and Gaga on their ass to death. You understand me? What the hell? A real teacher.
Yep.
Paulo Freire is a Brazilian social analyst. Mm-hmm. You know what he said?
What?
A real teacher, unlike those in America who here's a kid, here's a teacher. He or she pours the information into the kid. The kid is graded based on how much they can regurgitate that shit back. Right?
Yeah.
But that's how it's done in France and other places. You know how it's done? The teacher is a facilitator.
Yep.
No more receptacles because the kid can't go no further than what the receptacle holds.
Yep.
So you're retarding the kid to this level.
Yep. And that's what the test
You understand me? That's what public school in Miami-Dade County looks like.
Yep.
Here's the test.
Yep.
Learn this shit right here.
Yep.
You understand me?
Yep.
And then if you learn this shit right here, we're going to deem you proficient.
Yep.
And that's all you need. Where your genius at?
Yep. Yep.
There ain't no genius in that. A real teacher, with the France model, they don't have receptacles and pictures. Mm-hmm. What they have are concepts.
Yeah.
So if a teacher give a kid a concept, right? Mm-hmm. The kid and say expand on the concept. That kid can write some shit that blows the fucking teacher away.
Yeah.
You understand? The teacher here, the kid way up here. Mm-hmm. But you would never know it if you're gonna contain the student to that receptacle. So our way of teaching is just outdated, man. Yeah. Teach to a test.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you that's how ridiculous that shit is. Where your geniuses in that?
Yeah, ain't none.
Where your gifted individuals in
Trust
that?
me, I never forget walking in Central and having them teach us to the benchmark. And every day it was like, bro, we don't care. Like I felt like it retarded. Like my whole high school consisted of benchmarks. Right. So we didn't actually learn. Like after 9th grade, like I learned about Steve Biko in Mr. Carr class. Ooh. I learned about Patrice Lumumba in Mr. Carr class. I didn't learn. I learned that from a white guy. The world history. I didn't. And then after that 10th grade came, I didn't learn nothing else. Right. It was FK.
The crazy thing too, I think at Carroll City, and then I transferred to the West my senior year. I think, and the saddest part about it, like some of the more progressive teachers that I had that taught me about like Black history and world history outside of just civil rights movement were white male teachers. You know, of course, I got to give my props to Miss Walker at Carroll City because she definitely taught us that. But that was just amazing to me that like these white people were coming into our school system and seeing that this was a little bit fucked up and they were trying to like press things a little bit more. Like you said, like not so much teaching to the test, but like let me give these kids a little bit more information. And I think that's sad that in a school with majority Black teachers, it's the white teachers that are like trying to push you a little bit further.
Yeah, because they're giving you a little bit of their culture. Yeah. So it's not about making you rich or business minded or taking your skills and being all you could be. Yeah. They're trying to minimize that, man. Yeah. You understand me? To keep you a servant to their shit. Yeah. Not a master of your shit. Yeah. And that's the difference. That's the difference. And we got to start teaching our kids how to master your shit. Yeah. Trust yourself. Yeah. I got a kid I got a kid who just joined the fire department.
He was a part of your mentoring program?
No. He was a young kid, came on the fire department. I was a vet by then, right?
Yeah.
I was a 20-year vet. Here's this young guy, Station 11. We were talking. I said, what are you into, man? He said, I like tinkering with gadgets and motors and stuff like that. He said, I'm very good at it too, Mr. Clark. I said, well, go for it, man. Don't let this, it's fire department, good job, good benefits. But that's real small compared to some shit.
Yeah.
So don't let the parameters of this job and the safety net that this job has to offer be, your end point.
Yeah.
He said, man, I needed that. 3 months later, we in the morning briefing. Then we started doing our little morning routine, cleaning up and all of that. He said, Mr. Clark, let me show you something. He showed me a check for $1 million. This is no shit. I'm real shit. He showed me a check. I said, damn, man, what the hell? I said, that's real? He said, yeah. He said, you know how I got it? I submitted a patent. He said, I deal with motors, and I noticed that when you cut the car off or you cut the lawnmower off, the motor still runs, but no oil is squirted on the motor, right? He said, if you continue to do that, the motor life expectancy is diminished.
Yeah.
He said, but if you can find a way to keep the oil from squirting on it, that motor can last for years and years and years. He said, I just sold that patent to the Japanese. He said they offered me X amount of money and 1% off of everything that fucking motor, every sale that motor gets. They gonna sell billions of dollars.
Money.
You understand me?
Trapping ain't dead.
Hey, listen.
God.
And that's what we got to teach our kids.
Yeah.
That they are geniuses. Go for it. Don't ever doubt yourself. You understand me? And then we'll see more businesses in the hood. You understand me?
Yeah.
We give those folks too much credit and ourselves not enough.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to the grave with that.
So with that being said, God damn, it's just a wealth of knowledge
I
every
know,
time I
right?
get to sit with you. But at the same time, with that being said, I know we have been talking. I know you made an announcement sometime earlier about you running for office.
Right.
So with you running for office, what are some things you looking to do?
Well, I'm not a politician in the conventional sense.
Exactly.
But I want to,
why you chose to run, being that you not.
because we're stagnant as a people in Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
And if I don't do it, who gonna do it?
Yeah.
I keep waiting for somebody to back
Yeah.
and jump behind and give my full attention and support too.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing these same old heads run,
Yep.
get in the way,
Yep.
become gatekeepers,
Yeah.
just to get a few pieces of silver from master.
Yeah.
And be content.
Yeah.
And be content letting our people die right in front of. And brother, you heard my story.
Yeah.
I was born over town. I moved to Scott Project, to the Cola community.
Yeah.
First alumni president at Miami Central High.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand me?
Exactly.
I'm doing shit that people don't know. I'm not patting myself on the back because I can't. I won't. You know why? Because it's too much fucking work that needs to be done for us to be celebrating and having nigga galas.
Exactly.
You understand? Talk about the shit you doing. Oh, great. We do that shit. We do that shit too much.
That's just something that I talk about, like.
We talk about that shit so much.
off
That,
You understand me?
Like,
How many
what is-
awards a nigga gonna get? NAACP this, and then nothing against. I love Ruben. I love all of them brothers out there.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
goddamn,
yeah.
how many motherfucking awards you gonna have in your house?
Yeah, yeah.
And shit still the same way.
exactly.
So I'm starting. That's just me.
Yep.
I am one person
Yep.
in this town that I could stand up and say I am Miami,
Yeah.
born and raised.
Yep.
You understand me?
Uh-huh.
And so I just, for years, man, I just wait for that progressive candidate to come so we can stand behind him or her to do the things that needs to be done. See, and what I found out is that everybody know what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. It's having the heart
to actually do it.
The will to speak out on it.
Yeah.
See, we get in them offices, man,
Yeah.
and get fat. Mm-hmm. Do you have the will, the intestinal fortitude?
Yeah.
You understand the spunk to stand up there and say, God damn it, we make up 20% of this population, but we getting 2% of the pie.
Yeah.
We cannot continue to live with that disparity in place, and you motherfuckers just turn the other cheek and the other eye, not realizing that that's the real story. Yeah, you realize it, but you ain't saying shit about it. Yeah. Who's going to speak out on the atrocities that's happened here in Miami-Dade County? Some of us are living in apartheid conditions, man.
And I feel like you're one of the guys that can speak on it because, like you said, you come from Overtown to the Scott Projects. Like, people got to understand the significance of that.
Especially during the time.
During that time and the history behind it. Because Scott Projects was not no project they built.
Bruh, my father was a teacher. We were living in Scott Projects.
You know what I'm saying? Urban renewal to model cities type shit.
Right.
So it's like, and then you talk about, we talked about the food giant being a large mark.
Right.
The Haitian and African American dispute.
Right.
Or whatever we want to call it.
What was the
division.
alliance? The way you
some of us who were conscious, who saw through the bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got together, but as far as the general populace, oh man. You understand? African Americans were punching on Haitian people. And Haitian people were thumbing up their nose at African Americans, thought that it was beneath them. Still do to this day.
Yep.
Still do to this day.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to add some brevity to it and say, no, listen, man, we got to look at it through a different lens.
Yeah.
Because the same individual who told me about y'all to discourage y'all is the same individual who told them about us.
Yep.
And the plan is working beautifully. And so we got to get rid of the rat. Mm-hmm. You understand? We got to kill the rat.
Yep.
Remember now, Black Wall Street said, the hell with them.
Yep.
And build up a beautiful self-contained city that they didn't have to go out of. Overtown was the same way.
Gingerbread Alley.
Right, you understand? We didn't have to come out of Overtown. We had schools, restaurants, banks. You understand? Your churches. You had businesses. We didn't have to come north of 20th Street. We didn't until they did what? Until the rat drove a expressway right through it.
Yep.
You understand
legislation.
Me? Same thing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Self-contained until the white folks got jealous. I said, look at them niggas over there with all that shit. How in the hell they did that without us? They ain't even asking us for shit. Bomb, boo, bill, bye, it's over with. You understand me?
Yeah.
You got to confront the rat. And I confront the rat on a personal venue. I noticed that white folks, Hispanics, too, are emboldened by Trump and many. And the disrespect is just widening. Motherfuckers just walking in front of you, just totally disregarding you. Mm-hmm. You understand me? Mm-hmm. It's like they're trying to take it back to another era.
Yeah.
Man, my spirit won't allow me to. I don't give a damn. It's an old white woman. Get your ass away from me. You understand? Don't ever walk in front of me and disrespect me like that. You understand me? And God forbid it's her husband, because I'm giving him a forehand shiver and knocking his frail ass across the damn wall.
Let him know.
You understand me? Don't disrespect me. I'm not disrespecting you.
Yeah.
But don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
I feel like I've noticed that lately, especially traveling in the airport. They'll just walk right past me. They'll book me.
They're trying you.
But I have to speak up.
You have to.
And I find myself doing that more and more. And I'm like, is it me?
No, it ain't you.
I ain't gonna lie. That happened to me one time in Primo. That's the Kona store. Dude, they try to say dude was drunk. I ain't, and he just bumped me. And I say, bro, I know you see me right here. He obviously trying to act like he out of his mind. And I'm sitting there like, okay, let me hold my composure because I got 3 other people behind me. And the other brother was like, he talking to him in Spanish, and I say, no, don't talk to him in Spanish. Talk to his ass in English, because he understand that shit. Normal respect is respect. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, that's a universal language. And that shit was just crazy. So now thinking about it, I didn't even think of it.
It's
like
happening
that.
all across, man. And my spirit just won't allow it.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm an old head by years, but I'm telling you, you understand me? I ain't going out like that, bro.
You know?
I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, I already know.
I can't. I just in my spirit. I can't go out like that. Not too many years on this earth.
Yeah.
And like I said, going to that college was one of the best things that ever happened to me. You know why? Because it made me see this world
For what it was.
whole nother perspective. I would have went to University of Georgia, all them little black boongies. I would have you understand me? I would have been mesmerized and lost my way.
Yeah.
But I was forced into a situation where I had to check shit out.
Uh-huh.
And because I've been checking shit out ever since,
Yeah.
it made me the cat that I am right now today. Not perfect, but I'll go to war with anybody, man. You understand me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Look.
this could be a part 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. We going on. Well, I was looking at, I don't know if y'all been peeping, but I've been looking, and I've been like, because Danny Spikes, we have an episode about to get released, and it was like a minute and fucking, like it was like 150. It was like 2 hours. And I that's why it took me a minute. And I was just like, but I was like, yeah. And I said this before coming here. I said that DC, I'm gonna let them ride, because certain people, they need to know this information. And this is like what we started the podcast for, was like, a lot of times when when you say trapping ain't dead, like I remember DC asked me, Rizzy, he's like, what that mean? And I was like, trap. It's just like, they trap animals. It's the same thing.
Right.
And that's what we had this conversation for, because we sit up here. Most of the division is because of lack of education, or a lack of common understanding.
We don't know.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, so DC, I'm gonna let you come talk your shit.
Right.
Like, it ain't about no soundbite shit. You gotta rush, fight with 5-6 motherfuckers to get on the mic. It's you, it's us. We gonna talk this real, and we gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, bro, listen. Anything you ask me for, you got it.
Appreciate it.
I feel like just because I would love to know more like your platform, and that may be another conversation. I would love to know like how you're going to maneuver that the diversity of that district, because that's Gene Monestein's seat right now.
Right.
That's District 2, is it?
Yeah.
District 2.
In Miami-Dade County. So that could be a whole nother conversation. Like I would.
And DCS, truth be told, is just because I seen the personnel, and I know what he talked about. Asim is in there too.
Yeah,
it's just an evolution.
Oh wow! So some of those people who were doing like that work
still
with you with Marcus Garvey Day and Malcolm X Day.
As a matter of fact, that brother that I spoke of,
young man.
Yeah,
he's the best photographer you ever seen.
Yep.
Wow.
He took all the pictures.
He took pictures of not only my mentoring class. He took my wedding pictures 30 years ago on the pod. The best you ever seen. I'm serious. Mm-hmm. And we still together. We call. We talk to each other. We old heads, old in the tooth, but we still here. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
And we here for these brothers here. Anytime they want to talk, and for sisters like yourself, because you can't separate black men and black women. We do that too freely.
Yep.
You understand me? As soon as black women realize that they are in the same fight, the same boat as your brothers are, because who's being incarcerated? Y'all men. Well, who's being killed? Y'all men. And most of the time, these are your brothers, your lovers, your friends, your classmates. These are not aliens who came down from the sky and y'all don't know them. You know them very well. You came up with them. Yep. You understand me? And all these beautiful, bad sisters. You understand me? Oh, I need a man. I don't know my dream man yet, but, tell him I'm thinking about it. I see all this funny shit, but I know they hurting.
Yep.
I know they hurting. I mean, what's a woman as voluptuous, as soft? She want to be cuddled. She want to be held. She want to say, you the prettiest motherfucker in the world. You understand me? She wants that because that's a part of her DNA. And for that to be absent, for that shit to be absent, that's where the crazy shit come in there. You got to cope. You got to find a way to cope now, right? Because the shit ain't right. And it ain't right because the motherfucking rat's still running around doing all this shit to you. And then the rat has the audacity to start running commercials that the rat is the best alternative for you when he's got you in the position that you're in. Psychology 101. Until we unify and understand where all this angst is coming from, where all of this hurt is coming from, it ain't him. You know, it ain't him. The motherfucker who did you wrong, he fucked up too. You understand me? The one who came, he may have put his hands on you, or he may have cursed you or disrespected you. He dealing with his own shit. And the best thing you could do for him, I mean, if you really care about him, is say, bro, I see you. And I know you're going through some shit. But I got faith in you that you're going to get through this shit. You understand? I need you to get through this shit. I want you to get through this shit, not only for yourself, but for everybody around you. You understand? We depending on you. Nigga, don't give up. Munch ain't give up.
Yep.
You understand me? DC ain't give up. We two crazy motherfuckers.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? There ain't nobody perfect.
That shit with V is not. He's the one who made that happen.
You understand what I'm saying? An old man told me if a motherfucker come up to you and say, I know it all. I know the way. I'm the one. I'm that guy or that woman who know everything it is you need to know. Hurry up and shoot that motherfucker, right? In a hurry. Because he or she can only do you some harm. Mm-hmm. Understand, nobody knows it all. 1 second a blade of grass is 3 inches. The next second that shit might be 4 inches. So how the fuck did you know it all? Mm-hmm. You understand me? Shit changes every day.
Yep.
So my last word to y'all, because I'm getting out of here, is to remember we all in this shit together. It ain't no separation. It can't be no separation between us. Mm-hmm. You understand me? And there's a thing called rotating leadership. Mm. Depend on that. Why? Because it may be some shit I know that y'all need to hear and I need to be in the lead, but it's some shit you know that I don't. And there may be a situation where we need your level of expertise to lead the way. Mm-hmm. So understand that everybody got a skill set. Mm-hmm. You depend on those skill sets to get you where you want to go. To pick one nigga or one girl to say she gonna lead it all, that's troublesome. Use your resources, use them wisely, and be able to step back and say, Janae, go ahead. Just let us know what you need to do.
That's real.
You understand?
Wrap it,
Man.
flip it,
Okay.
stack it.
All right.
DC,
Good
man,
night.
just let the people know where they could find more information about DCS mentoring group, how they could follow you on social media. Let's just, get your information out there.
Okay, I'm a Facebook fiend. I use it wisely. Most of my information is on Facebook. It's DCS Mentoring on Facebook. You could go to my site, William D.C. Clark on Facebook. And I have a website, dcmentoring.org, dcsmentoring.org. And you can see some of the work that we're doing, all right? Call Munch, call Janae. They got my number personally. If anybody want to sit down and talk about a plan or something, don't talk just to be talking. But no, let me take that back. You can talk just to be talking, because sometimes all you need is to get some shit off your chest. And I could be a good ear to that. All right? We got to learn how to listen to each other, even if we know what they're going through. Just sit and listen. Shut your ass up sometime and listen, because that's cathartic. There ain't nobody listening to the black man, not even the black woman sometimes. So sit, listen, pat him on the back, and say, I hear you, brother.
and let's keep it moving.
Cool people. Hey, Dade County. Hey, man, y'all got the game twisted. You heard me? Hey, I'm just here to set the record straight. Turn me up. Hey, stop playing with me. You heard me? Keep my name out your mouth, man. Turn me up. I ain't worrying about y'all. Don't worry about me. You feel me? Hey. I ain't tryna be another nigga on the block. I ain't tryna be another victim to the cops. I'm just tryna eat good, grow my own crops. Never pocket watch it cause I get my own guap. I ain't tryna be another nigga in the streets. I ain't tryna be another brother in the heat. I ain't tryna be another nigga in the beef. I'm just tryna stuff one and roll another leaf.